I didn't think this day was gonna happen. They had me in that cage for 28 years and 10 months of my life for something I didn't have nothing to do with. I'm just thankful that we got in front of a judge that was honorable and that was fair and finally put an end to this nightmare, this hell on earth that I've been dealing with since I was 16 years old.
Robert, your family said you stayed so positive over the last 28 years. What was it like? What went through your head for the last 3 decades?
I had my ups and downs. It was positive, negative. At one point, I was real bitter. I came up out of that because of my family. They supported me, kept my heart, and I'm really lost for words, but I'm gonna get through this here. I came up out of it, and I started fighting to prove my innocence. Start fighting to prove my innocence, and start writing people. I don't know how many letters I wrote, maybe thousands. No matter how many no's I got one yes, and that's when things started to change for me.
So what's next for you?
What's next for me?
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we give all praise and honor and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua. Double honors to the elders, shalom to the Akim, pushing the truth in the four corners, and truth and sincerity. Shalom to the Akwaf out there listening, being true daughters of Sarah, being helpmates to their husband. Shalom. So I ran across this video on Instagram. Robert Johnson is released. It says, Chicago man free after 29 years in prison after being wrongfully convicted of murder at 16. With no physical evidence or eyewitnesses, his conviction was based on a juvenile co-defendant's testimony who later recanted due to police coercion. Right? So they basically manipulated this boy to testify against him. Right? But it says he did 29 years in jail for something that he didn't do. And this is something that happened a lot throughout history with so-called black men. Right? They'll lock our people up. They'll find the movie Life. Right? If you watch the movie Life with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy, it's a comedy, but it's real life situations that happen like that. Right? Brothers getting locked up for life. 30 years. This brother's 29 years. Right? All because Esau the damn devil. Right? And he has a perpetual hatred for our people. But let me get this scripture in Isaiah 42. Book of Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. Right? They are hid in prison houses. This man was hid in a prison house. He was wrongfully accused of committing a crime. So he was hid in a prison house. And that shows you who the Israelites are. That shows you that's not happening to no damn Arab man. It's not happening to no Chinese man. Right? Not happening to no Japanese man. It's damn sure not happening to no Jewish man. They got underground tunnel systems with beds down there, with blood down there, and they still going under the radar. Right? That's not so-called Jewish people. All right, let me see what it looked like in a different translation. Let me see what the different translations look like. It's like this is Isaiah 42:22 in the NLT. It says, but his own people have been robbed and plundered, enslaved, imprisoned, and trapped. They are fair game for anyone and have no one to protect them, no one to take them back home. That's a beautiful, I love that translation right there. Right? It says they are robbed and plundered, enslaved, imprisoned, and trapped. Right? And that's what this brother was, man. He was robbed of his life, right? Plundered, enslaved, imprisoned, trapped. This is what our people have been since we came over here. And it happened to the so-called Latinos too. Because who be the main ones in prison with them? Black and Hispanics, black and Latinos. It's not black and Asian. It's not black and white. Right? It's black and Latinos that fill up the prison system, and Native Americans. Right? Who are the Israelites? These are the people that are God's people that's trapped in these places. Right? But this just goes back to Esau's hatred for Jacob, man. Because Esau hates Jacob. Right? And it goes back to the birthright. They mad that they sold their birthright, right? To the point where they try to twist it. Oh, Jacob stole Esau's birthright. He stole something that you sold to him. How does that work? Right? Supplanted is different. He damn sure supplanted you. Right? But you're dumbass. But Esau a dumbass. He didn't have no patience. Why couldn't he make his own food? Right? Why did he need some of Jacob's food? His pottage with his red lentils. Why did he need Jacob's food? Why couldn't he make his own food? He just came out from hunting. Right? So like, I'm gonna go to this book of Genesis chapter 25. And I'm going to start in 27. It says, and the boys grew, just talking about Esau and Jacob, of course. And Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of the venison, but Rebekah loved Jacob. And she loved Jacob because she already knew that Jacob was the one that the Most High chose. Right? Because it said the elder shall serve the younger. So she already knew whichever one came out second was going to be the one that the elder served, which was Jacob. Right? Verse 29, and Jacob saw pottage, and Esau came from the field, and he was faint. And Esau said to Jacob, feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. Therefore his name is called Edom. And Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. So Jacob said, sell me your birthright. Right? He didn't take it from him. Esau actually tried to go back and steal his birthright back. Right? So like, it says, verse 31, and Jacob said, sell me this day thy birthright. And Esau said, behold, I am at the point to die, and what profit shall this birthright do to me? And Jacob said, swear to me this day. And he sware unto him, and he sold his birthright unto Jacob. Right? So he sold his birthright. This is why the so-called white man hates us so much. This is the root of it. This is the root of this hatred tree, this hate tree that they live under, or they live in. Right? This is the root of their hatred. Selling their birthright, right? Which they say we stole. When you just clearly read, Jacob says, sell me your birthright. He didn't have to sell him his birthright, but he did anyway. Right? So jumping down to Genesis 28. This is Genesis 27. We'll start at 1. And it came to pass that when Isaac was old and his eyes were dim, so that he could not see, he called Esau, his eldest son, and said unto him, My son. And he said unto him, Behold, here I am. And he said, Behold, now I am old, I know not the day of my death. Now therefore take, I pray thee, thy weapons, thy quiver, and thy bow, and go out into the field, and take me some venison, and make me savory meat, such as I love, and bring it to me, that I may eat, that my soul may bless thee before I die. All right? So, of course, Isaac didn't know that Esau sold his birthright, but Esau knew that Esau sold his birthright to Jacob. But what? He still tried to claim the blessing. He didn't say to his father, oh, Dad, I sold my birthright to Jacob, right? Which he should have said, because that's what he did. He sold his birthright to Jacob, right? Now he's going back to try to get his birthright, right? This is a birthright that he no longer owns, right? This is verse 6. No, verse 5. And Rebekah heard when Isaac spake to Esau his son, and Esau went to the field to hunt for venison and to bring it. And Rebekah spoke unto her son Jacob, saying, Behold, I heard thy father speak unto Esau thy brother, saying, Bring me venison, and make me savory meat, that I may eat, and bless thee before the Lord Yahweh, before my death. Now therefore, my son, obey my voice according to that which I command thee. So now Rebekah put Jacob on game, right? That he was about to get the birthright, right? But she already knew from the birth that the elder shall serve the younger. So she already knew what was up. It was already predestined. It was already predestined. It's like the book of Isaiah 46 and 10. It says, declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Right? So the end was declared from the beginning. Right? This is Romans 9 and 9. It says, for this is the word of promise. At this time will I come, and Sarah shall have a son. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of God according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, the elder shall serve the younger. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. Right, so this was declared before Esau was even in the womb. Right, that the elder shall serve the younger. That the younger shall get the birthright. Right, so Rebekah knew this already. That's why she set it up. Right, because she already knew. It's like the verse 9. It said, now go now to the flock and fetch me from thence 2 good kids of the goats, and I will make them savory meat for thy father, such as he loveth. And thou shalt bring it to thy father, that he may eat, and that he may bless thee for his death. And Jacob said to Rebekah his mother, behold, Esau my brother is a hairy man, and I am a smooth man. It's like, my father peradventure will fail me, and I shall seem to be a deceiver, as a deceiver, and I shall bring a curse upon me, and not a blessing. Now I'm going to jump down, right? So it told you what was going on in this chapter, right? Yeah, Isaac told Esau to go out and, fetch him some venison. Rebekah overheard. She put Jacob on game. Yeah, your father was about to give the birthright to Esau. Go do this. Right? Go fetch me 2 kids of the goats, so I can make them, savory meat. You feel me? And then, Isaac, of course, is saying, Esau, hurry, man. How am I going to make this happen? Like, how am I going to pass off as Esau? Right? So she ended up putting, it's like, the raiment. It's like, Salaki. You know what? I'm gonna just keep going because I'm just tell the whole chapter. It said, verse 13, Genesis 27:13, and his mother said unto him, upon me be thy curse, my son. Only obey my voice and go fetch me them. And he went and fetched and brought them to his mother, and his mother made savory meat such as his father loved. And Rebekah took goodly raiment of her eldest son Esau, which were with her in the house, and put them on Jacob, her younger son. And she put the skins of the kids on the goats upon his hands and upon the smooth of his neck. So she put the goat fur on him, right? To mimic, it's like Esau's hairy body, right? And put Esau clothes on him, right? And then this is the terrible chapter title because it say Jacob deceives Isaac. Jacob deceives Isaac, right? It's Genesis 27:18. Like I said, this is the root of these Edomites' hatred for us. It goes back to Esau and Jacob, right? And the birthright. This is why they hate us so much. This is why this perpetual hatred. It seems like they always. Why did you see how people lie? Why do they hate us so much? Why do they? Yeah, because a birthright. This is why. Verse 18, and he came unto his father and said, my father. And he said, here I am. Who art thou, my son? And Jacob said unto his father, I am Esau, thy firstborn. I have done according as thou badest me. Arise, I pray thee, and sit and eat of my venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac said unto him, how is it that thou hast found it so quickly, my son? And he said, because the Lord thy power brought it to me. And Isaac said unto Jacob, come near, I pray thee, that I may feel thee, my son, whether thou be my very son Esau or not. And Jacob went near unto Isaac his father, and he felt him, and said, the voice is Jacob's voice, but the hands are the hands of Esau. And he discerned him not, because his hands were hairy, and as his brother Esau's hands, so he blessed him. And he said, art thou my very son Esau? And he said, I am. And he said, bring it near to me, and I will eat of my son's venison, that my soul may bless thee. And he brought it near to him, and he did eat. And he brought him wine, and he drank. And his father Isaac said unto him, come near me, kiss me, my son. And he came near and kissed him, and he smelled the smell of his raiment, and blessed him, and said, see, the smell of my son is the smell of the field, which the Lord have blessed. Therefore God give thee of the dew of the heaven. So this is the blessing, going to the blessing now. The dew of the heaven and the fatness of the earth, and plenty of corn and wine. Let people serve thee, and nations bow down to thee. Be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So this was the blessing, right, that Jacob received, right? Because what? For one, it was predestinated for the elder to serve the younger. And also because Esau sold his birthright, right? Verse 30, it says, Esau returns. And it came to pass as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac his father, that Esau his brother came in from his hunting, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father, and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it to me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yeah, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau begs for blessing, that's the beginning of this. It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, bless me, even me also, O my father. So Esau knew that he sold his birthright. He knew he previously sold his birthright to Jacob, and he tried to double back and steal it. Right? Because once you sold something, he swore. Right? Once you did that, it was gone. It was supposed to be Jacob's all the time. Like I said, he was supposed to tell his father, oh, father, I sold my birthright to Jacob. He should receive the blessing. If Esau had any type of integrity, right? But he didn't. He had no integrity. So he tried to double back. He tried to, yeah. So like, verse 35, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And Isaac only said that. Why? Because it wasn't explained to him what happened. Rebecca never told him, the elder shall serve the younger. And Esau never told Isaac that he sold his birthright to Jacob. So in Isaac's eyes, it's he's being deceptive, right? So like, and he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these 2 times. So he called Jacob supplanter, and Jake did supplant him out of the blessing. But, well, he supplanted him twice. He actually did supplant him twice. But the second time, he wasn't supposed to supplant him because Esau should have stepped up and told him straight up what happened. But he didn't. Right? It's like, and now he have taken away my blessing. It's like, nah, I'm going to start back at 36. Genesis 27 and 36. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he has supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright. He said, this. Listen to his wordage. It says, he took away my birthright. This is what Esau said about Jacob. He didn't say, oh, father, I sold my birthright to Jacob. It belonged to him now. But do you have a blessing for me? He didn't say that. Right? He said, Jacob supplanted me twice. Right? And he took away my birthright. And that sounds like so-called white people. Right? That's how they talk. Right? When knowing they in the wrong. Knowing that they being deceptive. Right? He took away my birthright, and behold, now he have taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? And Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. So he started crying like a bitch, knowing that he just previously sold his fucking birthright. And that's why these Edomites, these so-called Caucasians, hate us so much, because in their mind, we stole a birthright. In their mind, their warped mind, right? We stole their birthright and their blessings, right? That's where the hatred stems from, right? So I'm going to jump down to 41. it says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. Then Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. Right? So he said he promised when his father died, he's going to kill Jacob. Right? So we know it didn't happen with actually Esau and Jacob, the actual men. Right? It happened through their descendants, though. Right? Through generations. Right? The war with Amalek, right, was the Edomites. Was great grandson or grandson of Esau. Right? So-called Jewish people. Right? They were the ones that sold us. They were the ones that financed the slave ships that brought us over here. Right? We've been at war with them since. The descendants of Esau. Right? Not actually Esau and Jacob, but it says Esau hated Jacob. And you see it with the story. This brother did what? Let me see. Let me look at it again. I believe it's 29 years. 29 years in jail for something that a crime that he did not commit. Right? And like I said, like the scripture says, not like I said. My opinion don't matter. What the scriptures say, we gonna get our get back. Book of Isaiah 14 and 1 says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them, our people, so-called blacks and Latinos, right? And the strangers are Israelite foreigners, right? Going to be joined unto us, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people, us, the Israelites, shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord. So we're going to take these other heathens, including mainly these damn Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, right? The descendants of Esau, who came out red all over like a hairy garment, right? Which was in Genesis also, Genesis 25 also. But we're going to take these heathen to the land of the Lord, right? Let me read it again. And the people shall take them, and they shall bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. So we're going to have dominion over these Edomites, these Ishmaelites, these Hamites, these Moabites, these Ammonites, these Amalekites. We're going to have dominion over our oppressors. Right? So them 29 years is going to look like nothing compared to the amount of time the Most High bless us with to rule over our oppressors. Slide. This is Jeremiah 51 and 6. I'm going to start at 5. It says, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, of his God, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, which is Babylon, the so-called America, right? The daughter of Babylon, Babylon the Great. It says, deliver every man his soul, be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Right? So the Most High is going to pay this land back, these people back, for what they done to his people. right? His sons and his daughters. That's not what I wanted, but so I'm gonna get Revelation. Revelation 18. Revelation 18 verse 5. It says, "For her sins have reached unto heaven," speaking of Babylon, "and God have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. And the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double." So we're going to get double the amount of time that they had with us, right? We're going to rule them for 1,000 years, right? Full-blown bondage, slavery for 1,000 years over all the nations. Then they're going to be allowed to go back into their land and pay tribute, right? But the Edomites are going to be exterminated after the 1,000 years is over. All right? Book of Obadiah. Verse 8. It says, "Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau? And thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter." So that's their judgment. They're going to be cut off by slaughter after the 1,000 years, right? Ruling, the Messiah ruling, and this kings underneath him ruling, which are the elect, 144,000 ruling governing body, and the 1/3 population, general population, right? After 1,000 years of being ruled over, being broken to shivers, right? Being ruled by a rod of iron, right? After those 1,000 years, Esau is going to be exterminated. So he's going to serve his time, and he's going to be exterminated, right? So back to Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14, verse 3. Isaiah 14:3. "And it shall come to pass in that day," "and it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve." So the Most High is going to give our people rest, man. Right? We're not going to have to worry about people coming in our house 3 o'clock in the morning, dragging us out, beating us to death, and throwing us in the river, right? Like they did Emmett Till. We're not going to have to worry about walking down the street, being pulled over by people that are supposed to protect us, right? Or what they say supposed to protect and serve, right? Those same people pulling you out your car for a traffic violation and killing you, right? We're not going to have to worry about that. We're not going to have to worry about being lied on by a white woman, by an Edomite woman, crying, right? The tears of so-called white women. We're not going to have to worry about that and getting brothers killed and locked up and murdered. Well, murdered, killed. No, actually murdered. Right? We're not going to have to worry about that. Right? We're going to be able to have rest from our sorrows. Not going to have to worry about bills. Right? Because when you in dominion, all the precious minerals, all the gold and all the different stones, all the things that's actually worth any money, all the cattle, all the animals, right? Everything is in your possession through Yahushua, through our King of Kings. Everything is in your possession. So you're not going to have to want for nothing, right? You're not going to have to worry about paying bills, right? You're not going to have to worry about your children, growing up poor, growing up in poverty, right? growing up around other dangerous kids, right? Because all of our kids is going to have the right mindset. They're going to have the laws in their inward parts, right? Let me get down to book of Romans. Oh, no, slightly. I'm just reading Jeremiah. Slipping my mind where it's at in Romans. Slight. This is the book of Jeremiah 31:31. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord Yahweh. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts, and I will write in their hearts, and will be their power, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. And I will forgive their iniquity, and will remember their sin no more." So the laws is going to be on the inward parts of our children. So we're not going to have to worry about other evil-ass kids of our nation influencing our children to do evil too, right? Because the laws are going to be on their inward parts, right? That's a part of the new covenant, which we are not in yet, because it's still people breaking the law. So how is still people of our nation breaking the law? So how are we in a new covenant, right? It don't make sense. It don't line up with actual scripture, right? But yeah, I just wanted to make a video about that brother. Lord willing, it was edifying to somebody. So with that, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders. Shalom to Akim out there pushing the truth in the four corners. The truth, sincerity. That Shalom.